In this conference, we have a presenter with a name M.Fachreza N.L, and we have a moderator with name Leonard Daniel Demanik. So I will say the rule. Uh, in If the presenter give the material, the participant must turn off your mic. And in the question and answer session, you can use what this is um raise hand feature.
Raise hand.
Yes, raise hand feature, and I will open your mic, and you can say your question to the presenter. And now I will give this room to the uh, present to the moderator. So Leo. Leo, uh,
Leo.
maybe you plus your sound because we're not hearing your voice.
Oh,
Leo.
hello.
Okay, Leo. Uh, Volumenya di pengaturan Zoom bisa ditambahin, soalnya nggak kedengeran di sini. We will not hear you.
We can hear you.
I will change my profession plus my profession. Sorry. Uh, Now we have a presenter from vocational high school force in Bogor City, and Leo join come again. So Leo, so Leo,
Okay,
we hear your voice.
we can hear you.
I'm
Okay,
really sorry.
I give back this room back to you.
Okay, I'm really sorry for all the participants for the inconvenience. Okay, let me continue. So, for today's speaker is M.Fachreza N.L. He is from SMK Negeri 4 Kota Bogor, and he is currently majoring in software engineering. Okay, I will give this room to the presenter, Mr. Fachreza.
Okay, thank you to the host and moderator for the introduction. Now, without further ado, let I will present my presentation. Uh, Host Agus, can you turn on the share screen?
Okay, wait a minute. Okay.
Okay, very good. Nah, gaming disorder by myself from SMKN Negeri 4 Kota Bogor. What is gaming? A pattern of persistent of recurrent gaming behavior, which may be online or offline. manifests by impaired control over gaming. Increased priority given to the gaming to the extent that gaming takes precedence over other life interests and daily activity and continuation or escalating of gaming despite the occurrence of negative consequence. This is really we can see a lot on people underage. A lot of people really sometimes we can see they're really addicted to the game and play more than 1 hours or 2 hours and play for really low all day long. Now let's promise we can stop it because as you can see the revenue from selling games is really making big money, especially mobile games, since it's very easy to access and you can play it every time if you have to get good. As you can see here, from 2018, the revenue is $139 billion and it's keep rising and the revenue is really good at 2020 when COVID is come because many people is home and got nothing to do, so they play games instead. Over 2 billion people play video game worldwide. Gaming is a worldwide phenomenon and costs $100 billion industry that continue to grow year after year. Gamers are all ages, with the average age of gamers being 35-year-olds. What the cause? Video games are designed to be addictive, using state-of-art behavioral physical code to keep you hooked. Games are immersive experiences that provide you with a high amount of dopamine, and overexposure to this level of stimulant can cause structural change to your brain. You can see sometimes some people when playing a games, they feeling hype or hallucinating about that they feeling they in the games. But people actually still in front of the screen, but they feeling like in the game itself. Effect of the video game. Gaming addiction is a compulsive mental health disorder that can cause severe damage to one's life. It's common for video game addicts to spend over 10 hours a day gaming, usually well into the night, and many suffer from sleep deprivation. Especially in this month, we can see so many children and teenage is not sleeping at night time. They wake up and oh, sorry, got some error. Got some not sleeping early or not sleeping in the proper time. So you can see all children just playing till midnight and just and sleep in after the sunrise. Do you know hikikomori? Uh,
Yes, I know.
in most severe case, gaming addiction report agoraphobia, a type of anxiety disorder in which they fear leaving the house. The author identified with hikikomori, a term of popularized Japanese people where they adult who withdraw from social life. You can see the chart from the Japanese. Hikikomori is the highest probably because many people of Japanese is really addicted to the games and a lot of Japanese people is sometimes not work because they are too addicted to the games. This is become a problem especially in the future as the game revenue keep growing and game development is getting better and making worse to stop game addiction. What are the warning? As you can see, preoccupation with the video game. Basically, the person is having fun and forget about the times. Withdrawal symptoms. He ignored everything like homework, real life stuff, or something to do that important to do, but they ignored it all and playing the game instead. Tolerance. They did not tolerate time and wasting all day long sometime to play games. Unsuccessful attempt to control. Some people is fail to control their gaming addiction, especially teenage. So sometimes they will play all day long. Loss of interest in previous hobby. People with game addiction sometimes lose their old hobby, for example, like drawing or doing sport with a friend, but now he just playing alone and sit in the room. Continue of excessive use. They use they playing the game a lot, so they using their device without taking care of it. Has deceived. They have deceived everything to ensure that they can play the game with easy and peace. So they deceive some people. Use video game to escape or release negative mood. This is a lot as we can see sometime in real life. As children when met, they grab their phone, then play the games or watching some YouTube. Has your past or lost insignificant relationship? This is basically yes. People with gaming disorder will always lose their relation sometime with people because they they play alone a lot and never bother to checking their relationship. Addiction or mental health problem. In debate around video game addiction, you often hear the objection that gaming is better understood as a coping mechanism for handling mental health, such as anxiety, depression, or ADHD, and not a disorder in its own right. It is true. The answer is no. It is widely established in the addiction field that comorbid the simultaneous presence of two chronic disease or condition in patient is common, and gaming disorder is no exception. Basically, the mental health and addiction is very different. Even the word already basically different. Gaming disorder is really from is racing from we playing from 1 hours, then we need more time to spend on the game. It's keep rising and rising. The time we spend on the game is really rising a lot. For example, is from 1 hours to 10 hours a day. Next, is there anything we can do about it? First is go to therapist. This is basically you go to therapist to ask your problem, especially your addiction to the game. Second is joining game creator community. There's a lot of game creator community in the internet, and there's good story about it too. Third, many story of people playing video games for only few hours. There's a few people only play game for few hours and tell you it's very good to have relaxation but not to offer too much. And the last is take 90 day of gaming. This is actually the best method you can do. You can actually feel the difference when you take off gaming for 90 days. Thank you. That's all for my presentation. Now I shall give the room again to our moderator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fahreza, for the amazing presentation. Yeah, so in summarize, the presentation is talking about the effect of gaming addiction. So yeah, uh, we should consider quitting game as soon as possible and consider uh, to be uh, to be a game developer instead, looking at the graph of 179 billion dollar revenue. Okay, so let me open the Q&A session. If there is any question, please raise your hand.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay. Right. Pak Mujib is leaving. Okay. Pak Mujib is leaving. Pak Mujib is leaving. Are you here, Pak Mujib? Right. I'm asking about disorder, gaming disorder. It's quite contrast when it's actually it's good. Your topic is very good about the gaming or disorder,
Thank
but
you.
actually, for the fact, the real life, I mean, in real life, the game is facilitated even by the government itself. How would you like to maybe what what is your response about that? Even there is a tournament of the game, such as an e-sport,
Sport.
electronics, uh-huh, and then the PUBG game online, something like that, and then even the Pulse quote, Pulsa quota, the government gave for the students. It's limited for the social media, but it can be used for the sport. Uh,
Yes,
what
I
do you
know.
think? What is your response about that?
My response about this is basically an advertisement and how the industry gaming is advertise their game. Sport is basically a competition that really there's no point, really, to be honest. It's just advertisement. In Western country, we can see there's a lot of drink, especially energy drink that promoted atau advertised in the e-sport. There's nothing specially we can do about it because the industry just offer money, whereas government needs money, especially with this era where digital is cannot be avoided at all and we must embrace it. Is kind of hard to actually tell how to respond about it, but the best thing we can do about it just is we actually just made a post about why sport is not good for advertisement, especially energy drink is very bad. It's really bad, to be honest. Energy drink advertisement is bad for teenage health, and sometimes uh, children ad, is taking the advertisement and trying the energy drink too. But in our country is not that much. The advertisement is basically just internet, so the impact is not too much as the Western country. That's it for all. It's basically just money that really what government needs, since they need some certification to do the to host a sport, and they must pay the government, and in the game industry itself is gain from the viewer that It's a lot. That's a lot. And there's a bad thing about it too. There's people who doing gambles. Would teams wins or would teams lose? Basically gambling. So that is my answer for esport. It's actually very bad.
Okay, I think what you mean here is disorder gaming is about how to control yourself in playing a game, maybe. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's something like smoking or drinking energizing beverages. So it's all up to you whether you are going to drink or whether you are going to smoke. But it's all about advertisement. But what you present here is how would you or people what is it control yourself in playing game. Is that it?
Yes. A lot of game addiction is drinking a lot of energy drink and smoking
Yeah.
because they feeling depressed.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that is any more question?
Actually
Okay,
it's quite. Yeah. Yeah. Who's that? Who's speaking?
Uh,
okay. Is there any addition, memory?
any addition?
I just yeah, it's it's okay, nothing. Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. Is there any question?
Maybe not.
Okay. If there is no more question, then I will give the room to the host.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody. The topic is so very interesting. Uh, actually, before we before you are leave this meeting, please don't forget for absent. I'm sorry for attend uh, this absentation. Uh, and the absent link I give that in the chat rooms. So everybody, don't forget for absent, and thank you very much, and I will end this meeting. So bye. Okay.